Welcome, gamers, to my first ever game review. And I think the first of many. It depends on the games, or if I can get the games or not, or if I can play a short demo to get you guys my opinion of it. But this is the first one I'm making, and the reason I want to make it because I like this game. It's a pretty exciting game. There are some bad things about it, and the game that I'm going to be reviewing. I know some of you may seen some reviews, some you may not. And you, I follow me. I have done a quick review on Twitter, like just mention what I like about the games. You can follow me on Twitter at MysterioDX. Yeah, I would say the link would be in the description, but because I'm doing it through my phone, I can't really access as much as possible. I will have to do it through the library, go to the library and do it, access the computer. But enough about that. And the game that we're going to review, the first game I'm going to review is Project Exo. I like this game because, once, the game has Mega Man. Mega Man Zero. I don't know if you can see it right there. Let's see. Zero. It's in the game. Not the original Mega Man, Mega Man X from the Mega Man X series. I like it. What I like about Project Exxon is the fact it's an RPG, but it's a tragedy. It's a damn, I can't pronounce it. It's it's like League of Legends kind of style game, but it still has the RPG elements in it. Uh, what I like about the Project Exxon is the fact that the characters keep their personalities, because there are a few characters out there that I don't never heard of, especially from the Sega and Namco Bandai side of the games. There are characters that I never heard of, never even knew they existed, and it's actually nice to bring these characters back into the modern era of gaming, because I think some of you guys have played them, some of you guys have not. Uh, but like the names that are the ones that I can name off right away is the from the Valkyrie Chronicles 3, Ooh La La from Space Channel 5. There's not a lot of bunch of characters, there's specific characters in here that actually fit perfectly with the RPG elements. What I actually like about it is the fact that Capcom, because it's a popular brand and they have a lot of recognizable characters, they added, I think, they added two forgotten characters. They brought them back, like Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins. Even though he's on the Marvel vs. Capcom series, along with Zero, they put him in here, and it's nice to see Mega Man X be put in this game. What I like about it is the fact that these characters, even though they come from separate universe, they actually recognize themselves and they know who they are. At the beginning of the game, they had you had Jim and his assistant. I can't pronounce her name, from the Tekken series. Um, I think she's in the cover art. No, she's not in the cover art. Let me get up, show you a picture of it, because I got the limited edition one, and the limited edition came with a mini poster, in which you're probably gonna see in the background later on. Uh, it came with a CD, a soundtrack, and it came with an art book, a mini art book explaining, not explaining, but just naming the characters within the games. Uh, you have, like I said, like you can see, you had Jim here, and then her assistants. I can't pronounce her name. They're from the Tekken series, and they actually recognize Ryu and Ken. They actually call them from their proper name, Ken Masters, the master, the American champion, and the Wandering Warrior Ryu. And amazing because these characters actually know characters from the Sega series, like for example, Pam and I can never pronounce his name. For they're from the Virtual Fighters, and they actually know Ryu and Ken too. So it's actually pretty cool to have these characters recognize themselves. Uh, I think the best one I liked was the fact when Dante met Arthur, and she was like, "It's an honor to meet the original Devil Hunter himself." And Arthur was like, "It is an honor to meet the son of the Espada himself." It's cool because certain characters actually were working together within the game. You don't get to experience their adventures, but you kind of get the idea that we're working together throughout the game. It's actually pretty amazing because they actually have they like to talk smack to each other in certain ways. Like you pair them up together to fight certain enemies. Before the battle begins, they have some dialogue, and some of these dialogues are pretty funny, uh, depending on how you pair them up. But it's not about that. Let's get down to the game itself. Uh, I still like the booklet though. The booklet, if you pre-order the limited edition, I think not everybody did. You get a mini poster, and this mini poster gives you like an insight of all the characters within the game, and they split them up. So you got start off with Namco Bandai, and then they give you the name of the characters and what franchise they're from, and don't worry about it. You buy the game, and you can find the limited edition. The game within the game, it tells you the description of all the characters that you meet. For example, Jill Valentine's, Chris Redfield. They give you a description of what series they came from and who the developers are, and a information about themselves. But like I was saying, back into the game footage, gameplay, um, it's gonna be hard for me to describe the game because I don't have actual game footage and I don't have like I don't have my computer to put together pieces of gaming footage together. But I'm thinking of doing a let's play video for Project Exxon. I know somebody else did it. I know there's other people doing it, but I'm gonna do my version of the Project Exxon. Uh, I'm gonna later on upload the opening theme for Project Exxon, so look forward to that. And then I'm gonna begin my let's play videos. It's gonna be the first one I do. Um, I haven't really beaten Project Exxon. I'm still like deep into the game, but I will do a let's play video. I'm gonna start from the very beginning so you guys can see it and you guys can pick it up and like it. If you like it, you guys can pick it up and play it for yourself. But I'm gonna do that let's play video. But back to the review, and the game is pretty simple. It's a tragedy. Damn, I can never pronounce it. It's an RPG tragedy. Tragic. It's an epic strategy RPG game that combines the greatest collection of characters you ever seen in one game. I'm just reading it from the back. Sorry, from the back. As you can see right there, it says right there from it. I'm just reading from the back. From my experience from playing the game, I like it because the mechanics are very simple. You got your left analog stick to move around, your D-pad to change the camera. You can zoom in, zoom out. The game is pretty simple. Your main goal is just to wipe out all the enemies, get to a certain destination before get to a certain place within a certain number of turns, or just wipe out a certain enemy. It's pretty simple, but it gets kind of boring at the end. It gets boring after playing a while. Uh, the thing that makes the game unique is the fact that they have these elements from the Street Fighter series input into the game, where you have 5 different attacks depending on what you do. A up, A down, A left, left, A right, and A up. And when once you use your 5 attacks, you get an additional free attack, so you can attack one more time to increase your damage. And then you have your Y button, which is allows you to do your special. Once you have your momentum up to level 100, the maximum is 150. But once you have it up to 100, you can do a special, and that special will increase your damage. Within the battle damage, you have they call them a team unit, because for example Ryu and Ken are one unit. That's their main teams. That's their partners, and you can't separate them. But you could separate their solo unit, and their solo unit is the third party member. They'll come in within the battle and helping them out. You just have to press the L trigger, the L button, to make them come out. And within within the battle damage, within the battle, you can get this icon called counter cross counter something. Uh, you gotta watch the game footage. Like go right now and find, after this review, go and see some game footage from someone else, or wait for me to do the let's play reviews. But you get maximum damage. You also have a support unit, your backup assist, I call it, where your teammates, your round turning teammates, they'll come in and jump out, and by pressing the right trigger, they'll come out and help you out. And to increase the more damage, you do, the easier it is to take them down. The only problem I have is that even though it's an RPG game, it's an RPG game. You get items, you get health item, cure items, because some of your characters do get poisoned, they get stunned. Uh, they prevent them from using any items, and then you have your XP items, where it allows you to increase your momentum to do a special move, or a multi attack move, where once you have 100, you can attack you can attack up to 4 enemies depending on the move. You can attack 2 or 4 yeah, literally from 2 to 4 enemies at the same time. The problem is there's no shopping center. There's not a shop center so you can get equip items or buy health items or anything like that. So literally, you have to beat every villain or monster within the chapters to get, to increase your health or anything like that. If you want to put an equip item, you gotta beat the mini bosses within the games to get them. And the mini bosses are not really easy to beat. It takes about a couple turns, especially if you have like three of your teammates helping you out. It takes a while to, not really a, doesn't take a lot, but if you time it perfectly and you know how to do it, once you get used to it, you can pretty much beat them quickly. The fact is that there's not really there's no strategy. It lacks of it, because you can go on your mission. You can separate the teams into groups of pairs of 2 or 1s and separate them. But the only problem is that that's the only problem. Like I said, the only problem is the fact that not all the villains come after you. Some of them do, some of them don't. Like the mini bosses, they don't really move. They just stand still until you get close to them, and that's when they begin to move. You got certain enemies that don't really want to attack at all, and they just stand there. And then you got the ones that do come and chase you, and you gotta be careful, because otherwise you get trapped in a little circle, and it's hard to defend yourself, because your XP points uh, gets subtracted from your full points. So you want it counted at 20%, you want a defense that's another 20%, and you want a full defense that's 80%. So if you don't have the HP points for it, you're gonna end up getting defeated. You're gonna get defeated really bad. Uh, the bad thing about having SP points, you can maximize it to 150 by taking down villains or just taking hits. By not doing anything, you gain momentum. But the fact is, all the momentum you gain is shared evenly. It is shared with everybody else. So if you have 150 and you use a super move that is 100, it costs you, you're down with 50 points left. Uh, your other teammates have the option. Your other teammates have the option of just using those 50 points to defend themselves, or just take damage, or not do much of anything. And that's kind of like what I didn't like. I wish every character had their own momentum, but that's how the game is. The soundtrack is pretty amazing. The bad thing about it is it kind of repeats itself over and over again, and the game, after playing for a while, it kind of gets annoying. It really does. But what are you gonna do about it? You can put on your own music and play like that, or you can just lower the volume down. What else am I forgetting about the game? What else am I forgetting? I really don't know. What else did I forget? I talked about the game. Oh, the graphics. The graphics are pretty amazing. The animation, there's certain parts in the game that has animation. It looks very nice. The characters are drawn very well. I just wish they kind of focus a little bit more uh, on the game, the tragedy, and the game itself, because it kind of lacks game footage. Not game footage, but gameplay. It just kind of gets boring after a while, and missions are just pretty simple. The animation is pretty amazing, especially when you go to your teams, your supers or your multi attacks supers. The animation looks pretty amazing. You do unlock certain characters within the game. They join your group, but otherwise, there's nothing much to do. There's no really online gameplay, but the game is pretty fun. If you like crossover games and you like RPGs, tragedies RPGs, um, pick up Project X on. It's really good. Like I said, taste, taste, stay tuned for the opening theme of Project X. Oh no, I think you can find it on someone else's. You can look it up and find it on someone else's YouTube channel. Or see game footage of it. But if you're still not sure, you don't want to see a game footage of it, a game let's play video from me or from someone else, or see the opening theme of it. Uh, I do. If you have it through, if you just not really sure, I do recommend you pick up the demo versions on the eShop. There's two of them. There's demo A and demo B. Before I forget, what I do like about the game itself is that they actually keep the original, some of the original stages into the game. So you, if you play some of these franchise games, you kind of will recognize the stages in the background. So look forward to that. One of the stages that I actually liked was from Ghosts and Goblins. Pretty amazing. I think the demo B, if you go to the Project X on and you go to demos and you click on demo B, that's where you one of the stages you'll get to play is the Ghosts and Goblins demo stage. But yeah, that's all I had to say for it. A proper grading for it would be I give it an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10, because it's still missing some little things. I wish we did have a shop to just buy some items. It's not, you have to beat every month that you get these items. And some of these quests, you have to beat the mini bosses. But otherwise, the game's pretty fun. The music's pretty good. If you could find a limited edition so you can get a mini poster, the CDs, and a mini art book, that'd be cool. It's not just, you can pick up the game at GameStop or any video game store, or you can get it off your Nintendo eShop for, I got it for like $40 at a pretty reasonable price. But I wish they had it a little bit more. They add a little bit more into it, but eh, you know, you gotta deal with, you gotta play it how it is. So thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I see you guys next time on my game review.